Hi everyone, it's Mariah and Michelle here from the M Agency. For those of you that may not know, we are a digital marketing and business consulting agency. And like many of you, we have been quarantined at home for a month now. And we've been thinking about how we can use this time to support other small businesses and entrepreneurs like ourselves. So we are launching a weekly series where we'll be interviewing a new business every week and learn about their business and how they've adjusted and just have a casual conversation that takes the time to finish a cup of coffee or your favorite cocktail. So today's episode is Cocktails and Conversation with the M Agency. Cheers. Our drink tonight is a tropical punch. It's delicious. It helps on these long days at home. So Michelle, tell us a little bit about a challenge that you faced during this time, how you've overcome it, and then what have been some unexpected positives that have come out of this quarantine time.
Okay, yes, thank you for asking. Definitely a challenge for me is staying focused or getting focused on daily tasks, because anytime I open up my laptop and start reading, going online, everything is COVID-19. So I'd say for a couple of weeks, I was just kind of all over the board. What I did was I created a one pager, and it's daily and then weekly. And I look at that in the morning, I kind of skim through that. And then at the middle of the day, I see what have I done? What haven't I done? What have I touched on? And then weekly, I go through it too. What are some things that I need to get done? And I've noticed I just started that a week ago. So it's been working really well for me. And another thing that has been nice, or a positive thing I can talk about, is connecting with family and friends. I've reached out to some people that that I really haven't connected with in quite a while, so that's been a positive. And then the other item are, there's some real big wigs out there in our industry, and in probably in your industry or many industries, that are sharing their knowledge right now for free. So they're doing webinars and putting out information online, and I've really been taking advantage of that. So that's been nice to learn those things, even if it's just a small nugget of positivity or something you can see in a new way or in a new light. Really enjoyed that. How about you, Mariah?
Yeah, for me, the biggest challenge has been the lack of social interaction. We are very social creatures, both personally and professionally. We get a lot of new business from networking events and going to conferences and having in-person meetings with people. So that's been an adjustment, having to do all of those things virtually. But a positive has been that it really, again, like Michelle said, really has created this behavior of reaching out to people more regularly. I have a best friend that I've had since eighth grade. We hadn't really talked in a while, and now we do weekly happy hours every Thursday. So that's been really nice. And just keeping in touch with people that I might have lost contact with, and just keeping that communication line open, which I hope continues after all of this is said and done. And being home and having to shift to virtual has taught us some new skills. This is a new skill for us. We aren't professional videographers. As you can see, we are in our home office slash guest room slash home studio now, but you got to start somewhere. So we're taking this time to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone, try new things, learn new skills, and be thoughtful and mindful with our content, which is something that we already really uh, live by even before this happened. Is be intentional with your content and your marketing. And I think that this has forced people to shift their messaging and really think about the things that they're posting and saying online, because that's the only place we can communicate with each other right now, which I think is a positive. And I hope that that continues to be the case even when things go back to whatever our new normal is.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people are delivering messages that are very empathetic and clear. And I read something really interesting today that this lady brought up, that she was angry about. A gentleman said, if you don't come away from this learning a new skill, and she was really upset about that. She wanted, she said to him, you're holding people accountable for doing something that maybe we're not capable of during this time. So, be careful with all of that.
Yeah, and I think it's important to recognize that we are working from home, but there's also a worldwide crisis happening. So it's okay to have days where you don't feel productive, or you don't want to start a new project, or you just want to feel whatever it is you're feeling in that moment, and that's okay. And, I've always been a big believer that there is no such thing as work life balance. And it's been interesting because now work and life have come together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's been interesting to see how to shift your mindset into, okay, it's time to work now, and separate yourself and be able to have that personal time. Something that we've been doing on a personal level to keep our sanity is
Mm-hmm.
we do a lot of cooking. Michelle's a great cook. We do themed nights with our cooking to keep it fun and interesting. We try to get some exercise in every day, at least 30 minutes when the weather permits. It's been beautiful here in Vancouver, Washington this week, so we go outside for a walk. We even borrowed a friend's dog for emotional support, so he gets us out and we take him for a walk, and it's been really nice. What else are we doing?
Well, you just want to, how do you find joy? So those are the things that you have to ask yourself. I've got a few new books. Reading is always a nice way to escape and get in your mind into a whole nother world. Cooking definitely is, planning those meals out. And we're big on the themes, as Mariah said. So that's been really fun for us. And each evening we do a different theme. And we might not go all out every night, but put some thought and intention behind that. And then let's be honest, it's been a lot of Netflix and some fun series and things like that. Just, you taking that time to escape from the reality of what's going on in the world and kind of check out for a moment. So that's been fun too.
Yeah, we also try at least once a week to support a local
Yes.
business. We do most of our cooking at home, but when we're able to, we order takeout or delivery from a local business and support them. And that's how this project kind of evolved from that. How can we enhance that and touch more people outside of our area and really start to bring attention to the people that are most impacted by what's happening right now, because we all need to continue to support each other as we're affected by this.
Yeah, so this last weekend we picked a local bakery as opposed to a chain, really supporting that. Another thing is selected a local winery. These are ways that, you can really support these businesses and through their tough times too.
Yeah, wine is definitely an essential item in this household.
It is.
And it's been interesting because we've had to scale back on what is essential and what isn't. So, Michelle, what is one item that you've realized that you cannot live without during this time?
Well, I've actually been living with it and now have dialed up the volume with it. It's by Healthy Roots and it is a facial serum. Since I've moved to the Pacific Northwest, my skin has been very dry. And by using this, I've incorporated it. Not only I it was part of my nightly routine, but since I'm not wearing makeup 99% of the time, I've been using it in my morning routine and I really have noticed my skin just very clear and vibrant and a lot of that has to do with keeping it clean and moisturized. And Liz over at Healthy Roots does just a beautiful job with all of her products. We stand behind them, she stands behind them, and I would definitely check that out.
I also use that and I love it. I definitely see a difference in my skin.
Yeah, what's something you love, Mariah?
Yeah, so I have always had a terrible immune system. Every illness under the planet I've had. So a former client actually recommended this product to me, and it was interesting because she's based in Hawaii, but this is a local Washington product, which I just found out. It's called Host Defense Myco Shield Spray. It's immune support spray. It's peppermint flavored, so it doesn't taste gross. And it has a whole host of different types of mushrooms like reishi and turkey tail. And I just spray it in my mouth first thing in the morning, also at night, or right before I'm going into a store if I have to go grocery shopping. And back when we used to be able to get on airplanes, right before you get on an airplane, because there's all that recycled air. And I have to say, I swear by this now because it got me through the holiday season. I was doing a lot of traveling, again, right before everything got shut down. And I highly, highly recommend this. So that's been my essential item throughout this. So, what what is a brand or a business that you've seen really step up and do a really great job during this time?
Well, like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of information out there, and that can become confusing. Recently, we signed up as a business to be part of the Portland Business Journal, and my intention for signing up with it was to get leads and companies and kind of vet them and see where they're at. But they've started a series, and they're on their third week. They've selected 7 businesses in the state of Oregon, and they're going on the journey with them week to week on how the COVID-19 has affected their business, what strategies are they doing, and it's been very, very exciting to see what they have to say. And I love they're sharing their story, their personal story, and every single one of them is very different and it changes week to week, their tone and their message. And I feel like I'm on the journey with them. So I get excited to see it, the paper come in, and I read all about what they're doing. And I love that the Portland Journal pivoted and really featured these people that's affecting their lives daily and their businesses and their employees and everything. So that's been really interesting to read, and I appreciate them doing that.
Good one. For me, I've been really impressed with the businesses that have pivoted from what they do normally to provide essential services or products during this time. For example, there's a local distillery here in Portland called Shine Distillery. They're also a restaurant. They started making hand sanitizer. There are companies that make shoes that have pivoted to making face masks. We have a former client in Hawaii who their business is 100% based on events and hospitality and providing that service. So that has kind of come to a screeching halt. So they pivoted really quickly into providing gourmet meals that are delivered to your home. I thought that was really innovative
That's
and
smart.
a really quick way to adapt and provide a service that is in your wheelhouse already. It is called Cow Cow Box, and Cow Cow in Hawaii means to eat. So I really like that. I've just been really impressed with the way that they've pivoted, and I'm really impressed with a lot of businesses out there who are really doing what they can, even with the little that they may have. They're still making the effort and trying to support other businesses and other people that need essential items.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Well, thank you for tuning into our very
Yes.
first episode. We will improve every week, and we invite you to grab your favorite beverage and join us every week where we'll feature a new business over a quick casual conversation. And if you have a business that you'd like us to feature, or you know someone that would be a great business to feature, please let us know. We would love to shine a spotlight on them and give them the support that they deserve.
Yes.
So we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank
Cheers.
you.